On Lina Land, a YouTube channel of for about poetry and stories, we see where words can take us. It's a journey through layers of meaning, rabbit holes of emotion, anthills of thoughts, all couched in words. It's only words. Words are all you need. Dark, dank, dreary days. Dark, dank, dreary days are at an end. Open skies call out to me. The sun beats down mercilessly upon my bare head from a glassy white heaven. There is no more protection, no more shade. But with the shade, the shadows are gone too. No more dark, dank, dreary days. Just me, the fiery sun, and a sky that belongs to me. A sky that belongs to me. Sometimes a felled tree is God doing you a favor. Hey guys, this is Lina, and this is the first video that we are doing on our new YouTube channel called Lina Land. So this is me saying first video of Lina Land and welcome to my world. The first poem that I read out. This is why this channel is called Lina Land. Because women across history, throughout time, have hidden. And they've hidden behind a pronoun. The pronoun is we. It's very difficult even today for a woman to stand up and say, I read this poem out. I wrote it and I read it out. I said it. These are my thoughts. This is my world. When I was in preschool, there was this annual social function that we do, that all schools do. And I remember very clearly one of my earliest memories of conforming to my gender was a school play. I think it was Cinderella or Snow White, one of these two fairy tales in which the central character was a pretty young girl. And I remember having been selected for that part. And I threw a fit. I said, this is not what I'm going to do. I was a child. I must have been 3-4 years old. But I threw a fit. I remember having thrown a fit. I said I wanted to become a tree in the play. So there were a lot of kids who were standing in the background wearing green shorts and a white shirt, and all they had to do was stand quietly and put their hands up in the air. And I wanted to recede into the background. I didn't know it then, but I do know it now, that for far too long, we have chosen to not tell our stories. For far too long, even before that, we had no place to tell our stories. But even when spaces started opening up, when spaces started becoming available to us, I realized that we were not standing up and saying, this is my voice. So when this opportunity came up and we said, let's do this YouTube channel, we spent a lot of, I'm saying we all the time over here, but right now at least it's truth, because the idea was discussed with a lot of people and a lot of brainstorming happened, and we really did think for a long time about what we're going to name the channel. But I came up with the name and I'm sticking to it. The name is Lina Land, and this is my world. And I'll tell you why it is so liberating. I'm 49 years old. I'm going to be 50 in a few months. And I find that this is a great time in my life. It's great to be the age that I'm at. I have stories today that I didn't have when I was a 21, 22-year-old kid. But I was a writer even at 21 and 22. So at 49, I still have all those stories that I wrote down, I jotted, I remember from when I was much younger. And I have my stories today also. And the video that I started today's, the poem that I started today's video with, it's called The Felled Tree. It's poem number 19 from my second book of poetry, which is called Wild Things. And I remember the space, the mental space that I was in when I wrote this. It was a space of finally realizing that my journey is my own, that I have to stand up and walk out from shades and shadows of trees that I had been clinging to. And that is not an unusual experience. In fact, it's such a commonly shared experience that when I opened this book out, I'll tell you how I decided to go with the felled tree, because I sat down and I opened the book to a random page. I said, I don't care what poem comes out, I'm going to start with that. And the poem that revealed itself to me today was The Felled Tree. Now, why am I even doing this, right? Why is this whole Lena Land happening, and what are we trying to achieve here? So I'll tell you why I'm doing this. I'm doing this because I love words. It might sound like an odd thing to say, because we use words all the time. They are our currency. We trade in them. We exchange them day in and day out. But I have come to realize that perhaps we don't value them enough. And one of the first sort of moments, I think, when I realized the real value that words held for me, was when I was sharing some poetry with somebody, something that I'd written, a dear friend, and he looks back at me and he says, "Kya kar rahe ho, Leena madam? Kaun padega ye sab?" And that has encouraged me more than perhaps anything else, because I realized in that moment that is true. Not enough of us are reading poetry. And I was on a small vacation to Portugal right now, and when I came back, I was even more firm in my resolve to start doing this and start doing it quickly, because what we saw in Portugal is the great respect that society seems to have for their poets and for their storytellers. And I realized that this is something that every society needs. We all need to fall in love with the words that we are using. We all need to find the words to tell our truths. We need to find the words that soothe us, that comfort us when we need comforting most. And we do need comforting, right? All of us need comforting. And The Felled Tree is a very comforting poem, although it is very stark, and it's all about a tree being either cut down, or a storm felling it, or it just vanishing in a fire. It's about a woman and a person who suddenly finds that there is nothing that she can do except accept the truth of the sun on her head. And is that scary? Sure it is. But is it empowering? It's terribly empowering. And I remember the space that I was in when I wrote this. I had to venture out. I had to start out on my own in life, in spite of having a great family and great support and all of that. But there was still a journey that I had to undertake, which was my personal, my own journey. And what had been holding me back from embarking on that journey was the illusion of a happily ever after inside the shade of a tree. And but that doesn't work out, Life is not like that. Life doesn't allow you to hide. Eventually, you have to step out. If you don't step out, life takes away trees. And that's why I say I love words. It's not really about a tree at all, is it? It's not even about a sun on your head, is it? It's not even about glassy white heavens, is it? This poem is about taking responsibility for your own life, and finding the strength and the courage outside of it, and realizing that there is a time in your own life that you have overstayed your time in the shade. And when you overstay your time in the shade, the days over there become, as I said in the poem, dank, dark, and dreary. Actually, it says dark, dank, and dreary. I hate mixing up the order of words. So, dark, dank, dreary days are at an end. And for all those who are listening right now, who are watching right now, for any one of you who is wondering, have they outstayed their time inside the shadow of maybe an illustrious parent, or a job that they were clinging on to, a relationship that they were clinging on to, something that prevents them from venturing out and going forward in their own journey. This poem is for you. Sometimes You might feel that a breakup is bad for you. It's not necessarily. Sometimes the loss of a job might hit hard. Maybe it's just a felled tree. And maybe it is God doing you a favor. And that's what we are here to do. There I go again. That's what I am here to do on this YouTube channel. I am here to share ideas, to share stories, to tell you stories, to work through complex, multi-layered emotions with the one tool that I find works very, very well for me, which is poetry, words. I love words. I'm saying this all the time. I love words. I love words so much that one of my favorite words is the Urdu word ehsas. I love the way the h sounds in my throat. I love the way it comes out finally as ehsas. And what a fabulous word. Another word I love is jacaranda. Fabulous. I love the word jacaranda. And that's what I'm here to do, honestly. That's all that I'm here to do. You find that the space, that the YouTube space, the internet world is full of so much content. And I'm well aware that, like my dear friend said to me, who reads poetry anymore? But I'm saying you don't have to read it. I'll read it for you. All you have to do is listen. And maybe you'll fall in love once again with words, with what these words do for us, with the pictures they paint for us, with the emotions that they unleash, with the emotions that they express, and with the comfort, finally, that they give. So that was it. That's what I'm here to do. Very simple. Welcome to Lina Land, folks. Welcome to my world. We'll keep meeting. Hey there, people. If you've enjoyed this word work, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Remember, you are always welcome on Lina Land.